4 apes enter, but only 2 move on. Who wins the Roaring Kitties troop title? Find out next.
We are live with you on the moon. Buck, Birch, and Ryder Creed here for more exciting Diamond Hand Racing Series action.
Buck, the absolute chaos of Roaring Kitties Group A and Group B has us primed for a showdown of the ages.
This troop has definitely been entertaining to say the least. Duke Sivell in his Dodge Charger won the 4th and final heat of Group B to go from last to second to advance to the finals. Can you keep up this Cinderella story?
He'll be joined by Group B winner Rob Oates in his Pontiac Trans Am, Group A winner Gills in his Mustang GT, and don't sleep on Kane Stuart in that beautiful Jaguar XE SV.
I'll try not to. Which one's he?
The purple one.
I see 2 purple ones and 2 gray ones. What is happening, Ryder? Am I having a stroke? I'm seeing double. Is that bird toast I smell? Is this it?
Buck,
Shirley, I love you.
Buck, settle down. You're okay. The cars do look a little alike. We'll try our best to keep them straight.
Woo. I thought I was a gunner there, Ryder.
It's Rob Oates on pole, Gills beside him, Kane Stuart in 3rd, and Duke Sivell starts in 4th. And it's lights out on the Roaring Kitties Finals Heat 1. Rob Oates out to the early lead, and he's spun! Big pileup as Rob Oates breaks free in reverse! Oates with the big lead, Gills in hot pursuit. Gills with the pass! And he flips it on rug pull straight! Oates spins! Sivell comes to a stop!
It's a monkey's uncle, just feet from the finish. Hoo boy! Rob Oates thought he was clear of Gills and moved over into him, causing him to spin. Kane Stuart wants nothing to do with that tomfoolery and just pulls off the road. Then, coming out of the infinity pool, Rob got tired of looking in his rearview mirror and performs a perfect J-turn, watching Gills rocket past. Keith then flips the shiny side down and sets off a chain reaction, landing us just feet from the finish and a monkey's uncle. This troop is at a boiling point, Ryder.
Indeed they are. Kane Stuart may prove to be the smart one here, saving his car for a repeat of Heat 1. And it's lights out for a second attempt at Heat 1. Gills gets a run on Oates and makes the pass. Stuart and Sivell come together. It looks like Kane Stuart's going to shut it down again. Oates all over Gills trying to find a way around. Down the stretch they come, and it's Gills, Oates, and Sivell at the finish.
I don't know what's going on with Kane Stuart so far today. I mean, that view is spectacular, but we got a race, man.
After a monkey's uncle, we finally get a race in the books. Gills takes the win from the outside front with a time of 18.328 to secure 5 bananas. Rob Oates grabs 3, and Duke Sivell will settle for 2 bananas.
Let's see if our old buddy Kane Stuart got himself right for this heat, too.
Back up top we go. It's Gills on pole, Kane Stuart outside front, Duke Sivell in the 3 spot, and Rob Oates shimmies to the back. And they're off. Gills takes the early lead, but hold on, Kane Stuart coming on strong. Sivell and Oates touch. Oates is out. Sivell closing in fast. All 3 spin. Gills and Stuart are now in reverse as Sivell's race is over. Does Stuart have something for Gills at the line? No, it's Gills and Stuart 1-2.
Deep inside the infinity pool, Gills and Stuart fight it out as Duke Sivell comes out of nowhere to pass. He has to hit the brakes and slides to a stop. Tough break for the wily veteran as he had the speed to bring home the win.
With his second win in as many heats, Gills with a time of 21.392 grabs an additional 5 bananas, giving him a perfect 10 on the day. Stuart moves into a tie for second with 3 bananas, and Duke Sivell stays at 2.
We're halfway through the finals, and it's still wide open for any ape to move on to the DRS tournament.
Heat 3 coming up. Kane Stuart is our pole sitter. Duke Sivell next to him, Rob Oates in 3rd, and our leader Gills heads to the rear. It's a clean start. Side by side they come. All bunched up into crater corner. Duke Sivell makes his move into the infinity pool. Yes, he makes the pass. Stuart in 2nd, Oates in 3rd. Into curve of finale, and it's Sivell, Stuart, Oates, and Gills. Looks like Rob and Keith may have swapped paint coming into rug pull straight.
Rob Oates got a little loose coming out of curve of finale, and Gills gave him a little slap on the wrist like the SEC doling out fines for FTDs. I just want to point out some good racing here, Ryder. Look at that clean pass Duke Sivell put on Kane Stuart heading into the infinity pool. That was almost as pretty as Shirley on our wedding day.
Such the charmer. Let's take a look at our standings. With a time of 19.528, Duke Sivell jumps into 2nd with that win. Gills' 4th place finish gives him 11 bananas to stay on top of our leaderboard. Kane Stuart is in 3rd, 1 banana behind Sivell, and Rob Oates brings up the rear with 5 bananas.
Going into Heat 4, it's still any ape's race. The top 3 drivers can still win it outright, and all 4 drivers can advance. This has been something to watch, Ryder. Some of the closest racing here at the DRS. And while we're talking about it, be sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss one exciting moment of the Diamond Hand Racing Series. Share with your friends.
The 2 drivers out of this troop will definitely make their mark in the DRS tournament. Let's head back up top for the 4th and final heat. It's Duke Sivell on pole, Rob Oates, Keith Gills, and Kane Stuart is going to need some help in the back if he wants to advance on. And it's lights out for the final time for the Roaring Kitties. Duke Sivell jumps out to an early lead. He gets a little help from Keith Gills there. Gills coming on strong, looking for an opening. Sivell defends his line well. And it's going to be Sivell, Gills, Oates, and Stuart.
Duke Sivell took command of this race early and never gave up control. At one point, Keith Gills tried to force Sivell into a mistake, but decided to back off and not risk moving on to the DRS Lunar Championship. Smart ape, that Keith Gills.
Duke's 1837 wasn't quite enough for the bonus banana, but his first place finish puts him in second behind Keith Gills. They'll move on to the DRS Lunar Championship tournament.
Dadgummit, not sure if I'm gonna get used to this thing. Hey Ryder, wanna hear a funny moon joke?
Sure, sounds fun.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Noah.
Noah who?
Know a good moon joke?
You just asked me if I wanted to hear a good moon joke.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Just say goodbye, Buck.
For Ryder Creed, I'm Buck Birch, and remember apes, always hold on to your bananas and keep the shiny side up. So long, everybody.